college campus classroom library room. The lecture hall was usually quite aspect from the scratch of pens on paper and the occasional in a professor. Jungkook stood at the front. His usual cape was set up neatly placed behind the class, pressed on his nose, scanning the classroom with a sharp, commanding gaze. His students sat openly pretending to take notes. Thought some were clearly shaking glance at him. Young sat at the middle of the row, pretending to focus on his notebook, but his mind was from the lecture. He had recently created a fan account dedicated to his professor husband Jungkook. Although no one knew in it, he had been carefully, of course, but this love of posting silly memes, flattering captions, and little inside joke about his crush had grown too big to resist. Then smirking at the recent post he had just uploaded during last night. All night he had captioned it, "If Professor Jungkook keeps looking at me like that, I might fail, but it would be worth it." He giggled softly, almost choking on his pencil as he managed Jungkook sing at it someday. "Jungkook, Mr. Kim, are you following along with the lecture, or are you plotting your next art piece?" Then looked up, stared at his notebook. Was, of course, blank except for a tiny noodle of his heart next to Jungkook. Then, yes, Professor, I'm taking notes. Jungkook raised an eyebrow, clearly unconvinced. Jungkook, interesting for someone who is supposedly taking notes. Perhaps you are your next Instagram post instant. Tiang had escaped a read. He laughed nervously. "Tiang, Professor, I wouldn't never do that during your class." Jungkook, I didn't know, Tiang. Your sudden burst of creativity in class are suspicious. The lecture continued, but Jungkook's sharp gaze lingered on him, making him in his seat. He shifted his phone slightly under the desk, hoping Jungkook wouldn't notice the small window of his fan account still open. Later that evening, the room buzzed with excitement. He had invited Jimin, Jin, and Hovey over to have his brainstorm his next fan post. The room smelled faintly of instant noodles and warm tea. "Jimin, tea, are you sure about this? What if he find out?" Then, "Oh, please, Jiminy. Professor Jungkook doesn't even check social media. He's too busy being perfect." "Jin, perfect? He's scary, not perfect. Remember last week when?" "Hobby, honestly, I think they just brave or a little crazy. Either way, I love it." Young smiled, tapping on his laptop. "Brave and talented and maybe a little mischievous." "Jimmy, mischievous, that's you. Don't blame him when he come after you." Tang laughed, completely unaware that Jungkook was actually online at that every moment, checking something out of curiosity. The next morning, the campus played colder than usual. Tang landed in his hoodie, rushed to his classroom, thinking of the new post he has planned. A funny, slightly flirty coming about Jungkook, strict professor side, and his soft, secretly side. He opened his laptop distractedly under the desk, only to see a notification that made his blood run cold. New message from a wonderful presentation today. Taehyung what? His friend who had joined him for breakfast in the cafeteria leaning, Jimin, Tae, did you just get a message? Taehyung, yeah. It's Professor Jungkook. Wait, what? The actual professor? Jin Tae, are you serious? Telling us your professor know about your fan account? Taehyung so nervously, his usual confidence gone. Taehyung, I don't know. Maybe it's a prank, but it's him. It's definitely him. Jimin, okay, don't panic, but also maybe panic a little. You are in trouble, Tae. Hobby, no, this is actually amazing. Think about it. You finally have the attention of your crush, your professor, your husband, whatever. Taehyung, he didn't feel amazing, he felt terrified. Later that day, in the lecture hall, Jungkook was already waiting. His expression was calm, but with a sharp edge that made everyone uneasy. Taehyung heard Jungkook, Mr. Kim, close the laptop, please. Taehyung, yes, professor. As Taehyung tried to close his laptop, Jungkook's gaze fell on him like a prey. Jungkook, I've been reviewing some recent activity of yours, quite entertaining. Jungkook, professor, I can explain. Jungkook, yes, I like that in detail. Prepare a full presentation. I want to see everything, every post, every caption, every presentation. Jungkook, yes, and you all deliver in here in front of me. Consider it a learning expression. The other students shifted uncomfortably, sensing the tension. Thought most didn't know why. Then, this is terrifying. Jungkook, good, you should be, but don't worry. I might be harsh, but I am fair. Sometimes the day passes in a blur. Taehyung run from class to deliver then back. Image and caption in a presentation format. Jimin, Jin and Hobby hovered around him, giving their opinion. Jimin, okay, maybe don't include that one post where you call him my strict but secretly cute husband. That might be too much. Too much, Jimina. That's the heart of my account. Hobby. That's perfect. Just maybe added a few more funny to balance it out. Jin and Tae try not to faint when he look at you. I hear. Young again, he loved teasing Jungkook, but the thought of presentation his secret account to him in person made him feel exposed. Then finally finished the presentation. He stared at the screen, his finger hovering over the keyboard. Then I can't believe I am about to do this. I am, oh God. Jimin, you good. These days, just remember to breathe, okay? Hobby, and maybe keep a small fan ready to blow away the heart when he get all intense. Taehyung, Hobby, you are not helping. The next day, Taehyung walked into the lecture hall. Laptop in hand, Jungkook was already seated at his desk. Calm but with that pestering gaze. Jungkook, Mr. Kim, ready to begin? Taehyung, as ready as I'll ever be, Professor. He clicked thought he's slowing all his poster, caption and dolls. Jungkook's expression remained natural. Thought Taehyung could feel the heat of his gaze. Taehyung, and that's my account. I hope that's acceptable. Jungkook leaned back slightly, crossing his arms. Jungkook, interesting, very interesting. You have a talent for creativity and for causing trouble. Taehyung chest tightened. Trouble? Was it good trouble or bad? Jungkook, we will discuss the consequences later, but for now, you may sit down, Mr. Kim. As Taehyung said, hard still, he noticed a faint smart tug at the corner of Jungkook's mouth, a dangerous, teasing kind of smoke. And in that moment, he knew this was only the beginning. The classroom slowly started whispering about how hugely quiet Professor Jungkook had been. Taehyung stayed in his seat, pretending to pick his things while his heart racing. He could still feel Jungkook's gaze on him, calm yet already heavy. When the last student left, Jungkook finally spoke. Jungkook, you can stay, Mr. Kim. We have unfinished business. Taehyung frozen halfway, thought sliding his notebook into his bag. Taehyung, unfinished business? Jungkook, you call it art. I call it evidence. Taehyung cupped his bag strip like it might save him. Taehyung, Professor, it was just a harmless account. People make them all the time. Jungkook, people don't usually dedicate an entire page to their married professor. His tone wasn't angry, but it was soft enough to make Taehyung's stomach twist. Jungkook walked around his desk, slowly stepping right in front of him. Jungkook, I asked for a presentation because I wanted to understand what goes on in that creative head of yours. But now I think I need a deeper explanation, Taehyung. A deeper one? Jungkook, yes. Meet me in my office after lunch and bring that creativity with you. Before Taehyung could respond, Jungkook left the room, coat clearly behind him. At lunch, Taehyung collapsed into a chair in the cafeteria where Jimin, Jin, and Hobie were already waiting. Jimin, so did he expel or you confess his undying love? Another, he wants me to go to his office. Hobby, oh, office meetings? Those always mean something dramatic. Jin, oh, dangerous. Don't forget, he is the strict professor on campus. Then I think he is angry, but he didn't look furious, just got like he is planning something. Jimin, planning? What? A new rule for misbehaving student? Maybe he make me delete everything and write an 100-page apology easily. Hobby, I play to read that easy. Taehyung san, pressing his hand against the table. This is a disaster. I should be made a fun page about cats. Jane, too late. You choose the strict professor. Jimin, look, there. You are brave. Just go, apologize, and maybe flash that innocent smile. It always works. Then you think he offered for a smile? Jimin, maybe not fall, but he might. Jungkook office later that afternoon. The hall outside Jungkook office felt longer than usual. Taehyung hesitated before knocking. Jungkook came in. His voice was calm, almost too calm. Taehyung stepped inside. Jungkook was sitting behind his desk, class or reading a file. He looked up briefly. Jungkook closed the door. Please. The door clicked shut and silence filled the room. Jungkook, sit. Um, Taehyung obeyed, hand confiding in his Jungkook. You have quite the imagination, Mr. Kim. I spent half the night reading your captions. Then, you read all? Jungkook, every single one. Some were funny, others were questionable. They were not meant to offend Jungkook. Oh, I'm not offended. His lips cursed slightly. It wasn't exactly a smile, more like quite a human Jungkook. But since you seem to enjoy creative writing, I'm assigning Jungkook, yes, you are writing me a 5 minute. Jungkook, yes, you are writing me a 5 minute speech explaining what inspired your quotes, and you all deliver it tomorrow during class. Tehang Ping, huh? Tehang a speech in front of everyone. Jungkook, not just me. You all stand here and convince me that your account was harmless. If you succeed, I'll forget this happened. If not, we'll discuss another kind of punishment. Then felt his cheeks heat. Then, Professor, are you teaching me? Jungkook, do I look like I teach a student? Then sometimes, yes, that earned him a quick Jungkook, you are brave than I thought. Then titled his head, half smiling thing, and you are calmer than I expected. I thought you all throw me out, Jungkook. I don't raise my voice unless it's necessary. Beside a pause, studying Tehun. I found the air between them grew heavier rather than look away. Tehun, so what happened after the speech, Jungkook? That depends on how convincing you are. That night, Tehun sat across the leg of his room bed, typing notes for the speech while his friends surrounded him again. We start with a joke. Processor love humor. Jimmy, no, start with a compliment. Professor love being admired. Jin, or start with an apology. Professor love obligance. You are all giving me conflicting advice. Please stop. Jimin, because we all want you to survive definitely. Taehyung laughed weakly and kept typing. Every time he wrote Jungkook's name, he pictured that calm face, that unraveled gaze. Something about it made his chest tighten. Taehyung, what if he doesn't forgive me? Then you, then you charm him until he does. Hobby or crying dramatically that usually work. Jimin, here forgive you, Tate. He might even like your confidence. They closed his laptop and signed. Next morning in classroom, Jungkook entered the classroom with his usual calm authorities. The student straightened automatically. Jungkook, good morning. Before we start, I'd like to remind everyone that creativity can be powerful, but it also carries responsibilities. Then felt that line was directed internally at him. As the class began, Jungkook's attention occasionally flickered towards him. Taehyung could feel it each time, sharp but not unkind. When the lecture ended, Jungkook called softly, "Jungkook, Mr. Kim, stay behind." The other whispered excitedly while leaving. Jimmy shot him a quick thumb up before slipping out. Jungkook, so your speech. Taehyung stood by the desk, notebook in hand. Taehyung, I try my best. Jungkook, let's hear it. Tehang took a deep breath. Tehang Professor Jungkook, I started the page because you inspire me. You are strict, yes, but you care about details. You push everyone to do better. I didn't mean to make fun of you. I just wanted to show that even strict people can be admired in a funny way. Jungkook leaned back, listening quietly. I know it might look silly, but every post came from respect and maybe a little admiration. There was a pause, then Jungkook stood slowly. Jungkook, that was honest. What is good enough? Jungkook, almost. Almost. Jungkook, you forgot the part where you tell me what you will learn. Thought for a second. That admiration doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes it can be quiet and respectful. Jungkook expression softened just slightly. Jungkook, good, then I believe you will learn your lesson. Relief was over Tehang's face. Tehang, so no punishment. Jungkook, I didn't say that. Tehang blinked in surprise as Jungkook walked past him, opening the door. Jungkook, your new punishment is simple. You all assigned me in the library this week, sorting all paper, guarding drafts. Consider is extra credit. Tehang, wait, library duty? That's not too bad. Jungkook, don't celebrate it. It's every afternoon until Friday. Then every afternoon, Jungkook, you wanted more time around me, didn't you? I am gathering your wish. Then mouth fall open, but Jungkook was already leaving the room. Later that day, library stripped of old files surrounded them. The air smelled faintly of paper and dust. Jungkook sat at one end of the long table, grading quietly while Taehyung arranged pills. The silence stretched until Taehyung spoke softly. Taehyung, you are ready, not angry anymore? Jungkook, no. But I am still watching you. Taehyung, watching me? Jungkook, to make sure you don't start a new account. Taehyung giggled. Taehyung, you actually care enough to check. Jungkook, I'm your professor. It's my job to pay attention. I think you pay extra attention to me, Jungkook, because you cause extra chores. Taehyung smiled mischievously. Then I guess we are even. Jungkook glanced up the corner of his mouth. Jungkook, careful, Mr. Kim. You are getting comfortable. Maybe because you are not as scary as you look. Jungkook, oh, should I remind you who give the grades? You wouldn't fail your biggest fan. That made Jungkook quietly the sound low and genuine. Jungkook, oh, you are impossible. They work in complete silence after that, interpreted only by turning off page. Occasionally, Jungkook would glance up to find Taehyung humming softly while teaching papers. There was something oddly peaceful about the screen. As the week continued, their library session became a quiet routine. The nervousness faded, replaced by continuously healing Jungkook like coffee without sugar that he still ate, making paper and that he occasionally smiled when no one was watching. One Friday evening, when the final pile of papers was done, Taehyung stretched his arms and sighed. Taehyung, we are done. Does that mean I am officially forgive? Jungkook, perhaps. Jungkook, perhaps. I work it hard. Jungkook, yes. And you stop posting. Kind maybe. Jungkook shook his head, but there was a faint smile now, soft, real, and rare. Jungkook, you really never stop talking, do you? Only when I am with someone who listens. Their eyes met for a heartbeat longer than expected. The moment lingered quietly, heavy but calm. Django, go on, it's late. Yes, Professor. As Tehan gathered his things, he hesitated near the door. Professor, Jungkook, thank you for not hating me. Jungkook looked up from his paper meeting. Tehang sighed, smiled. Jungkook, I never said that I hated you. Tehang had escaped once before. He nodded quickly and slipped out the hallway. When the door closed, Jungkook leaned back in his chair. A faint smile crossed his face. Jungkook softly, that was is going to drive me insane. The hallway outside Jungkook's office was empty and quite expect for the quick footstep. He pressed a hand against his chest as he walked, heart still racing from Jungkook's last word. I never said that I hated you. Those words looped in his head all night. Even when he tried to focus on his art assignment, his mind replaying Jungkook's soft tone, the faint smile he took that wasn't cold as before. Next morning, cafeteria, Tehan slammed into his usual seat across from Jimin, Jin, and Hobie. He looked distracted, stirring his coffee without drinking it. Jimin, so how is library duty with the professor? Tehan, it needed yesterday. Hobie, and are you still alive or officially in love? Tehung both. Jin, he didn't push you anymore. Tehung, no. He was actually nice. Jimin, define nice? And you, Jin, impossible. Jungkook doesn't smile. His face probably forget how. Tehung, I'm serious. It was small but real. I think he started to like me. Maybe Jimin, oh no, don't fall deeper there. Then too late. They laughed, but Jimin gave him a small, knowing look. Jimin, just be careful, okay? Professor and student is complicated. Then I know I'm not planning anything crazy. I just like being around him. But as he said it, Tehang knew it wasn't that simple anymore. Later that week, Tehang was helping hang student artwork for the upcoming exhibition. When the door opened, he turned and gazed. Jungkook walked in, hands in his pocket, scanning the display. Jungkook, impressive work. Tehang, Professor, what are you doing here? Jungkook, Youngie asked me to check the submission for next week's faculty review. Tehang smiled awkwardly, wiping a smug of paint off his cheeks. Tehang, well, this is my corner, just a few scratches. Jungkook, just few. He stepped closer, eyes scanning the draw. You are improving. Your lines are. Tehang, because someone keep me into perfection. Jungkook, fear can be a good motivator. So can that made Jungkook glance at him sharply. Jungkook, you are bold again. Maybe you make me that way. Jungkook looked away, tried to hide the faint smile tugged at his lips. Jungkook, focus on your work, Mr. Kim. Yes, Professor. He paused, voice softer. You can call me Tehang, you know. Jungkook, not while you are my student. Then when Jungkook didn't answer, he just turned, hands clasped behind his back, and continued the art. But Taehyung noticed the way Jungkook's ear turned slightly pink. Next day, classroom. Jungkook entered to find a smart card on his desk. The handwriting was neat and familiar. Thank you for teaching me more than just rules. Jungkook read it quietly, his expression unbearable. Taehyung, sitting near the back, tried to look innocent but couldn't stop snaking glance. Halfway that class, Jungkook gets meet his Mr. Jungkook, Mr. Kim, stay after class. The room filled with whisper again. The student 1, he is in trouble again. Student 2, or maybe Professor Jungkook have a favorite. Taehyung face turned red. When everyone left, Jungkook stood by the window holding the notes. Jungkook, you enjoy leaving mysterious things on my desk, don't you? Then it wasn't mysterious, it was just a gratitude. Jungkook, gratitude with a personal touch. Then you sound suspicious. Jungkook, I am. You made me since the day you posted my picture with hearts. Taehyung softly, Taehyung, you are never going to let that go, are you? Jungkook, probably not. There was a long pause, the kind that felt like quiet understanding. Taehyung, I mean it, thought you've been, and even when I annoy you, you still give me a chance. That's because I saw effort, not just for you, but in how you will grow. Think so? You don't hate me? Jungkook is still waiting for you to stop asking that. Taehyung smiled. Taehyung, okay, fine then. Do you like me? The question hung in the air. Jungkook blinked. Caught off guard, thought his return quickly. Jungkook, that's a very bold question, Mr. Kim. Taehyung, you said I was bold. Jungkook, I didn't mean that bold. Taehyung, you didn't answer, Professor. Jungkook sighed quietly, looking out the window. Jungkook liking a student is complicated, complicated but not impossible. Their eyes meet again. This time, Jungkook didn't look away. Jungkook, you never stop challenging me, do you? Then only because you never stop pretending you didn't enjoy it. For the first time, Jungkook actually laughed, a soft, warm sound that made his heart flutter. Later, news traveled fast. By the afternoon, Jungkook's friend had cornered him near the garden bench. Jimin, so what did he say? He didn't say yes, but he didn't say no either. Hobby, that's practically a yes. Jin, did he smile? He laughed. The group gasped dramatically. Jin, oh, he's gone. He is in love. Taehyung covered his face with his hand, laughing. Taehyung, you guys are making it worse. Jin, no, we are celebrating the secret. Professor laughed. They teased him all the way to the room, and for once Taehyung didn't mind the idea of Jungkook laughing stay in his head. Softer than any compliment, the campus exhibition hall was filled with laughter, bright light, and color. Taehyung stood nervously by his display, his main scratch on by Jungkook hang in the corner. He didn't. Later that night, the crowd had thinned, the night air cold and quiet. Taehyung was packing up his scratch when Jungkook appeared again holding something behind his back. Taehyung, you are still here? Jungkook, I forgot to give you this. He handed Taehyung a small notebook. The cover read, Creative Reflection. Came Taehyung. Taehyung, what's this? Jungkook, a place to write about whatever inspired you. Maybe something less public this time. Taehyung smiled softly. Taehyung, you trust me with another project? Jungkook, I trust you to keep learning and to keep surprising me. Taehyung held the notebook close, his eyes warmer. Taehyung, you know, Professor, I think I'll dedicate this one to you too. Jungkook, as long as it's not online. Taehyung did. There was a pause filled, the quiet laughter and something softer. It. Taehyung, you really don't hate me, huh? Jungkook, no. I think I might actually like you. Taehyung blinked as I've got. Taehyung, you said it? Jungkook, I did. Taehyung, should I write that down in the notebook? Jungkook, if you must. They both laughed, the kind that came easily now. Jungkook reached out, brushing the strip paint makeup Taehyung cheek with his tongue. It was simple, gentle. It made Taehyung's heart skip a bit. Jungkook, you are a handful, Taehyung, but your favorite handful. Jungkook, don't push your love. Taehyung, too late. They both smiled, soft sighed, warmer under the quiet night light. 1 week later, classroom. The semester was ending. Jungkook handed back final grade, stopping briefly at Taehyung days. Jungkook, a minute. You work hard. Only because you scared me into it. Jungkook, if fear, let's do it. I'll take credit. Taehyung, or maybe did the thing. Jungkook gave him that familiar small smile, the one Taehyung had waited week to see again. Jungkook, you never stop teasing. You never stop smiling when I do. He walked out of the classroom and Jungkook showed his head with quite amusement. That evening, Taehyung opened the notebook Jungkook had given him. On the first page, he wrote, he found my secret around, turned into an assignment, and somehow became the story I never meant to write. He smiled, closed it gently outside a message pinged on his phone. Jungkook, dinner. Might treat you on it. Taehyung had. He typed back quickly. Taehyung, Professor, is this another punishment? Jungkook, if you call it that, then I accept. He laughed softly, slipping on his jacket and walked out into the evening glow. The softly that began with the fun account had turned into something warm, beautiful. As they crossed the courtyard towards Jungkook gate, Taehyung couldn't stop smiling.